Hello, my name is Ian Simpson, host of Tokyo Real and founder of Active English. This is part of our health and fitness video series, and in this series of videos I'm going to show you how to very quickly, within 5 minutes, find flow state or getting into the zone. You will have heard these phrases. Being in the zone or finding flow state is that state that we all strive to achieve when we are able to deliver our best performance without actually thinking about it or concentrating on it too much. It just happens naturally and instinctively. And it's that kind of performance, that in the flow state performance, that wins us gold medals, be it in business or be it in the sporting arena. And I'm going to show you a breathing technique that will only take you 5 minutes, that you can do pre-event or sport or during the event. And it's very simple. I'll explain it in 6 short video steps. If you want to watch the whole video, you can go to the link below and watch the whole thing in one go. Otherwise, you can watch it over the next 6 days. But when you actually do it, of course, there'll be no breaking or talking like I'll be doing. You'll just link it all together. And with practice, you should be able to achieve flow state within 5 minutes. Now, before a performance, I might do it before I go on stage and make a speech, or before a surfing contest on the beach, or if I have to go into a business meeting and negotiate an important deal, I might take myself off to the restroom and do it, or to a quiet part of the building or a quiet part of the sporting arena, and just find myself a space on my own and boom, get it done in 5 minutes and walk in the zone. Good. Okay, so the first part of this breathing exercise is nasal breathing. Nasal breathing is particularly important because it produces NO, nitrogen oxide. Now, nitrogen oxide has been proven to improve your cognitive function. It increases blood flow, it has an antibacterial effect and strengthens your immune system, and it aids relaxation. So it's really important. The second part of the breathing we'll talk about later in the video is diaphragmatic breathing, which is breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth with the stomach rising, a combination of the two. So stage 1, we're going to simply do 10 nasal breaths. So get yourself in a comfy position with a straight back, nice and comfy, sitting down if possible, and keep your eyes open if you want to, but don't focus hard on anything. Have a nice soft focus, relaxed, and simply take 10 cycles, in out is 1 cycle, of nasal breathing like this. Up to 10. And already after doing that, you will start to have this feeling of relaxation. And that is part 1 of the breathing cycle. And this is part 2 of finding flow state. And we're going to talk about diaphragmatic breathing. In the last video, I showed you nasal breathing. We did 10 cycles of nasal breathing to kick it off. And then we go into diaphragmatic breathing. Now, diaphragmatic breathing is when you breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe in through your nose, put your hands gently on your stomach. You'll feel your stomach rising. So it's and out through the mouth, and the stomach falls back down when you breathe out through the mouth. So again, in through the nose, nasal breathing, and the stomach is rising at the same time. Out through the mouth, and the stomach is falling, and you're starting to feel relaxed. So do 3 cycles of that. That's 1 cycle is in and out. 3 cycles with your eyes open and a very soft focus, almost like a blurred focus of something in the distance a little bit. And on the 3rd cycle, as you breathe out, just shut your eyes. Now, as you're doing those 3 cycles, just be aware of the breaths. Visualize the air going in through your nose. Be aware of the stomach rising and the air being exhaled through the mouth. So just be aware of the breathing cycle as you're doing that. Now, there will be a tendency, especially when you first start this, for your mind to wander and start thinking about other things. Don't worry, there's nothing bad about that. It's natural, it's okay. But the second you are aware that your mind has wandered, just be aware of it, note it, as we say, and bring it back to focus on the breaths. Now, in the last part 2 of the breathing cycle, I asked you to do 3 cycles of big breaths, deep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, diaphragmatic breathing. Being aware, focusing on, are they deep breaths, are they shallow breaths, are they long breaths, are they short breaths? And on the 3rd one, closing your eyes and getting ready for the next stage. This is stage 3, which is what I call the scan stage, where you're going to scan your body from your head all the way down to your toes, just to be aware of what it's feeling, where the pressure points are, where the stress points are, where the pain points are, where it's feeling good. So you get a full scan of your body. Imagine a scan machine and the light going through your body like that. That's how I imagine it. Now, we're going to do 5 cycles. 5 cycles, and the way I like to do it, I like to scan on the out breath, and I visualize the scanner light going through like an MRI machine, and just noting how those different parts, different levels of my body feel. So it would just be like this. By this time now, remember, your eyes are closed and the breathing is not so heavy, it's more natural, but it's still diaphragmatic breathing. So I would breathe in through the nose, and on this out breath, I'm doing the scanning. And I'll do that for 5 cycles, all the way down to my toes, or however many cycles it takes you. And being aware, I'll have done a full scan of my body, being aware of how it feels. And remember the noting process. If your mind wanders, that's okay. Just be aware that your mind has run off a little bit, and bring it back to the scan. Now, part 4, for me, is the most effective part. I call it the counting stage. This is when I seem to go into my deepest meditation kind of feeling, and really start to get into the flow state. Now, I count from 1 to 10. Now, the way I like to do it is like this. I like to, on the breathe in, I imagine that I am drawing the number 1 in the reverse direction. So all the odd numbers I draw in a reverse direction. And all the even numbers on the out breath I draw in the normal direction. I visualize that I have one of these like shuji or calligraphy pens with ink, and a nice soft focus, nothing sharp, and I can just imagine the brush going up for the number 1, and then the brush coming down for the number 2, and the 3, and the 4, and that's the way I like to do it. You can do it your own style, but I like to use that calligraphy soft brush with a soft focus on a white rice paper, which is very relaxing. So again, on the odd numbers, when you're breathing in, I visualize drawing the number the reverse way. And on the out breath, again, it's all diaphragmatic breathing, but very natural. On the even numbers, I'm drawing them normally. And I'm going from 1 to 10. And just to give you an example, you actually may see my head moving in the direction of the numbers. So I'll start at number 1. 1 to 10. Now this counting really helps you to stay focused, a nice soft focus, not concentrating too hard, not thinking too hard, but it just helps you to stop your mind wandering. But remember, if your mind does wander, just note it and bring it back again to the counting and the drawing. Stage 5, the last stage of finding flow state, getting yourself into the zone, is 5 cycles of diaphragmatic breathing. And the first 3 cycles, what I like to do is just visualize myself in the performance that I'm about to make, whether it be making a speech on the stage in front of everyone, just killing it, or whether it be in the half pipe doing a double 360, just killing it, or riding a great wave, just killing it and holding the trophy up at the end. Just visualize, maybe in slow motion, again, not sharply, maybe in a very opaque, soft focus of you absolutely killing it with a perfect performance for the first 3 cycles. And then for the last 2 cycles of diaphragmatic breathing, just let your mind go free, let it go anywhere it wants to go. No restrictions. And when I do that, I normally find it goes nowhere. It just goes blank, which is really nice. So again, 3 cycles of just visualization with a soft focus, an opaque image of you killing it. Okay, so it's in through the nose, stomach comes out. Three of those, and then the last 2, just let your mind go free, let it wander, go, let it go anywhere it wants to go for the last 2 cycles. And if you're like me, for those last 2, you're so relaxed by that point that it doesn't go anywhere, it's just blank, and you're ready to walk on stage, into the water, onto the arena, and boom, deliver your best performance. It takes practice. It won't happen the first time you do it, but stick with it. And this little 5-minute breathing technique, I think you will find very powerful. I hope so. Thank you. Now this is a bonus video because often we have to reset our body and mind during performance because something goes wrong with the game plan, or you find yourself in a stressful situation or dangerous situation and you need to reset. So let me quickly show you how I do that. So whether it be in the water or on land or on the stage, if things go wrong, a quick way to reset is just to take a few nasal breaths and then go into some diaphragmatic breaths, but combine it with, the way I do it, I pick an object in the distance somewhere and I focus on that object, an object that's not moving, very softly, a soft focus on that object, and combine it with the diaphragmatic breathing. Stomach rising as you breathe in, stomach falling as you breathe out through the mouth, focusing very softly on that object in the distance. And you'll just find you go like that and it'll just bring you back, reset you into the zone so you find flow state again, so you can once again find your best performance. You can do that during performance. I know because I have done it, and it lowers your pulse rate, it relaxes you, it clears your mind and helps you to reset. Try it.